Hello and welcome to Fur, Fins, and Feathers. This week we are honored to have as our guest, we have Emma Duarte from Dighton, who is a recent graduate of Bristol County Agricultural High School, and she brought along today Tucker, her American Water Spaniel. Welcome, Emma.
Thank you.
Emma recently won a scholarship from the Wampanoag Kennel Club, a $500 scholarship that she will use to go to college to further her education. And we'll talk about that. But I would like to start. Emma, you were very active at Bristol Aggie. How did you get interested in Bristol Aggie?
I've always lived in Dighton, and we always passed by Bristol Aggie as a kid, so I always told my parents that I wanted to go there as my high school, and when the time came around, I applied and I got in, and then I eventually went there, and then freshman year we did our exploratory program, and I got into the small animal science program, and then that really piqued my interest in animals in general.
And now you are going to Cobleskill, New York, to the State University, and what are you going to major in there?
I'm majoring in animal science with a concentration in dairy in hopes of becoming a dairy nutritionist.
What does that involve?
It involves like the feeding of animals or the feeding of dairy cows, and you have to do everything with the vet. You go through what the cow needs at certain periods of time in her life, and then you decide what she gets to eat throughout those periods of time.
How many years is the program? How long is the program?
It's a 4-year program.
It's a 4-year program. And that will open a lot of interesting opportunities for you.
Yes, I hope so.
Tell us about Tucker.
Tucker, he is 3 years old, and he's lying on the floor right now, but
taking a rest.
Yeah. He is from Illinois. He's from the Masset Creek Gung Dogs, and we use him for waterfowl hunting. My dad and my siblings and we all go hunting in the winter. And he's a pretty good dog, I guess.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, he is. He's usually pretty rambunctious around our family and new people as well.
Tell me about your 4 years at Bristol Aggie.
My freshman year, I started playing volleyball, so I played volleyball all 4 years. I also played softball my 4 years, and then senior year, I played basketball too. I was also a part of the veterinary assisting club, and we went and did a competition at a state convention type of thing, and then I also worked at the school. I started my sophomore year, so I worked in the animal science program as a student worker, and that involved milking the cows, and then we would also clean the dairy barn and the other barns, and then we would also tend to the animals in the small animal building as well. And that was 365 days a year. Whenever you could work, you would work, and then it was basically an 8-hour shift job on the weekends and during vacations.
And that kept you busy throughout the year.
Yeah.
You were there during the summer and everything.
Yeah, I was there a lot. Last summer I worked 4 days a week, and then on the weekends I would play softball, and then I would just redo that every week.
So that really keeps people going. People really don't know everything that goes on at Bristol Aggie.
No, they don't. There's a lot of behind the scenes things. Tucker, sit. Sit.
Tucker, you're a very active little water spaniel.
He's a little nervous right now.
But he's doing well.
I think so.
So now you're moving on to Cobleskill.
Yes.
And what's that going to be like for you?
I hope it's going to be fun. I'm staying there, obviously. I'm going to play softball there as well, so I hope that goes well. And then I'm also going to try and join a couple clubs, maybe the Ducks Unlimited Club up there as well.
And you'll be learning about dairy farming?
Yes, so everything under the sun in animal science, I guess.
Do you intend at some point to be a veterinarian?
No, I don't think so.
But there are unlimited opportunities.
Oh yeah, there's so many jobs in animal science. There's countless jobs. You can be a nutritionist, you can be a dairy farmer, you could be a vet. There's so many options.
Or a vet tech, or
Yes.
whatever would you like to teach?
It's never really crossed my mind, but I mean, I'm not
Bristol
against
Aggie
it.
has wonderful opportunities.
Yes, they do.
And they are expanding constantly.
Yeah, that should be done soon, the expansion in the next few years, and that'll be a bigger school then.
What was it like going to school at Bristol Aggie?
It was fun. There was a lot of opportunities at the school, and you just had to make it, you had to make it fun. You had to do things so you could make it enjoyable. So that's what I did, and I really enjoyed going there to school. So it was fun for me.
You were there early in the morning.
Yes.
What time did you be? I know classes start about 7:30, but you were there sometimes before then.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 days a week before school, I would go in at 5:30 and I would milk, and then I would feed all the outside animals, so in the barns, and then that's from 5:30 to 7-ish, and then at 8 o'clock I would go to class, and that was 2 or 3 times a week. And then on the weekends I would also work from either 5:30 to 2:30 or 8 to 4:30.
So you were always very, very busy.
Yeah, very
There were a
busy.
lot of opportunities too.
Yeah, so as a student worker, you got a lot more opportunities than the other students did. You got to see more behind the scenes activities, and you got to meet with the vet more often, and then you also got to learn a lot more from our foreman and our teachers as well.
And there are some, and I've dealt with them over the years, and they are some very interesting ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
And
they
they
are.
teach a lot.
Yeah, they do. Miss Blanchette is really good at teaching hands-on activities, and then we also have the other teachers that are really good in the book department, and all of the teachers are really well, they teach really well, I think, and I learned a lot from all of them.
But even some of the foremen,
Yes,
they are very giving of themselves.
yes, I think they do a lot for the animals at the school, and they also do a lot with the students, and it might be a lot for them to deal with like a class of 18, but they do really well explaining situations that go on with the animals, and they just always put the animals first. They never put themselves first.
The thing that I've always been impressed with over the years at Bristol Aggie is it's a family.
I agree. I think so.
People really, there's a lot of collaboration there, but it's a big family part of it.
Yes, there's a lot of teamwork that goes on, and students at Bristol Aggie get a lot more teamwork abilities than other kids that do at other high schools, and you really learn to work well with others as well. So
Tell me about your scholarship. We were very honored at our kennel club, at the Wampanoag Kennel Club, to award the scholarship, and you were the lucky winner.
I was not expecting that. So basically at school we applied for this one scholarship on our email, and I didn't expect myself to get any of them. So I was just like,
And you got
I
a
got
few.
Yeah, I think I got 3 or 4 that night, and then I don't know, I was just really stunned about getting it, and I'm really grateful that I got
I kept
the
seeing you
opportunity.
coming up and down,
Yeah.
so I said, this is great, Emma's winning another scholarship.
Yeah, I don't know. I am grateful for the opportunity that you guys have given me.
Well, thank you, but we were very, very honored to be presented,
Thank you.
and it's a good school.
I think so, yes, it's very good. If you're interested in anything agriculture, it's really a great opportunity for a student to go to.
I hear more and more students from different communities are getting very interested in Aggie and want to go to school there.
Yeah, I just had a girl message me last night about Bristol Aggie, and I was talking to her a little bit about the opportunities that the school has, and that you just have to make it to what you want it to be.
So what are some of the other scholarships that you won from several different organizations?
Oh, yes, I got one from the Portuguese American Civic Club in Taunton, Mass, and that was also $500, and that was for a Portuguese descendant, I think, and it considered your school activities, like everything you did outside of school, your grades, and such things like that. So, and then I got a couple other ones, and they were also along those lines as well. And I think I got another animal science scholarship that night at Bristol Aggie, and then another one that also dealt with animal science as well.
You must have had to have earned good grades.
Yes, I was on the honor roll every year. I worked really hard at my grades. Yeah, I just worked really hard.
Now you majored in small animals.
Yes.
What does that entail?
So all 3 years, sophomore, junior, and senior year, you deal with aquatic animals, pocket pets. You deal with like veterinary stuff. We had a veterinary assistant class, so we learned how to suture, we learned how to medicate pills and all that. And you really get hands-on learning, and you get to, like, you just understand things more than other students will. And it's really fun to do all the veterinary assisting stuff, and you learn how to do labs, and you also learn how to, I don't know, groom a dog and groom other animals, and you really learn how to do more stuff in the animal industry.
Talk about, what are pocket pets?
Pocket pets are animals, like small animals, I guess, like mice, rats, rabbits. You got chinchillas at the school. We also have gerbils and hamsters. So you learn to deal with all those animals and how to care for them as well.
Whenever Mrs. Blanchett has invited me over to school, I always see a menagerie of all different kinds of really interesting little characters.
There's a lot of them, and we also have this ferret. Her name is Millie. She's very lifeful, and she's so playful, and we always love to play with her. And then we also have this bird named Joe. He's a parrot, and he just kind of just screams all the time, and he was really fun to be around, and he would always like yell my name as well when I was there. So
tell me about your own pets.
Well, I have Tucker here. He's whining. I don't know, he's a best friend, and we also have a cat at home. He's getting older, but I've had him since I was 5. And then we also have chickens, so we don't have to buy our eggs. And
who takes care of the chickens?
me and my sister take care of the chickens.
Okay.
My dad sometimes does too, but we usually just feed and water them daily, and then we get eggs daily as well.
That helps.
Yeah, and I kind of wish we had a goat, but I can't.
Very interesting. So you have
I don't have
a
a lot.
menagerie of
Different pets, yeah. Oh, I also have a gecko at home too, and I used to have a mouse as a pet. So, I have a
What's
little.
the gecko like?
He's really chill. He kind of just chills out the whole time, and I'll take him out every day, and then we just like sit on my bed or something.
How big is he?
He's like this big. He's not big at all. He's a leopard gecko, so he kind of just chills out.
Does he get along with Tucker?
They don't really interact. I don't let them, just in case.
Is Tucker the boss at home?
He thinks he is, but he's not.
He's a beautiful dog.
He's cute.
So you've had a really exciting time at Bristol Aggie.
Yeah, I had a good time. I had made some relationships and friendships that I'll keep forever, so I'm grateful for
It's a
Bristol
big,
Aggie.
I noticed when I went to awards night that it's a big as I said once before, it is a very, very big family.
Yeah, everybody looks out for each other. Tuck, stop it.
So you were in what are some of the other majors?
There's large animal science, so
Tell me about them.
large and small work together. So when I started working at the school, I started to like more of the large animal side, so that's farm animals, and I really liked working with the cows a lot more. And then we also have sheep and pigs, and we also have chickens as well, and all the large animal students work with them daily as well. They clean the barns, they help with like, oh, they help with a lot of other stuff. Like we have to trim sheep hooves, we have to weigh lambs, give medicine sometimes, and the small animal students will also help with that as well. So like large and small work together, and then so we're kind of secluded on the one side of the street, and then the other majors are on the other side of the street.
But you stayed in small.
Yes, I
animal.
did. I did.
But you had a lot of interaction with the larger.
Yeah, I did.
Which are cows and sheep and
pigs.
Pigs.
We also have a llama.
Horses?
Yes, we have horses as well. We have partnerships with 2 farms, and we have 4 horses that come from Connecticut and Berkeley, Mass. And then we have 5 of our own horses as well at the school.
And there were ducks.
We don't have ducks, we have chickens.
Chickens?
Yes, we have chickens. And we used to have a turkey, but...
I saw him at one point over the years.
Yeah, we don't have her anymore. But she was just, I don't know, she just chilled out with the chickens as well, so.
Very, very good. So it's a really active, busy school.
Yes, there's always stuff happening all the time. It's a never-ending cycle.
The teachers are like Mrs. Blanchette. Are they off during the summer?
Sort of. Miss Blanchette will come at least once a week and check on all the animals, see how everything's doing. She'll talk to the foreman and she'll talk to the student workers, see what's going on. And she's always there if you need her. Like you can call her up and be like, hey, like what's going on? Can you come help or something like that? And she'll usually come.
She is a wonderful, wonderful teacher.
She's very good, yes.
Very good. So what are your plans for the summer?
I just recently started working at the Westport Winery, so I'm working in the fields there, and I'm also doing some other stuff there as well. And I work part-time, and then on Friday nights I'll do parking for their Sunset Music Series. And that's about it for the summer. And then I'm also playing softballs too, so I do that on the weekends. And it's a lot of jumping back and forth between work and softball.
And Tucker takes the summer off?
Yes, he does. We still train with him at least a couple times a week for hunting.
Who trains Tucker?
My dad mainly trains Tucker for hunting, but we all help out. Like, I help out a lot with Tucker. And I don't know, Tuck really likes to hunt and retrieve for us, so he enjoys it.
And what is the lifespan of an American Water Spaniel?
I'd say 12 to 15 years. 12 years-ish.
About 12 years.
12. Yeah. Hopefully he lives long-ish.
Do you do his grooming?
We'll brush him and bathe him, but he does get actually groomed by a family friend of ours, and he just got groomed not too long ago, actually.
For the show?
For the show, yes, and for the summer, because they get really ratty.
Did you participated at Aggie in small animals? Did you do any dog grooming?
Yes, sophomore year, you mainly do that on Tuesdays. You would do that Tuesday morning, and then you would brush, bathe, and dry all the dogs. You would clip their nails, and Miss Blanchette would also teach you how to like actually clip the fur off the dog too sometimes. And it's a really good opportunity to learn how to work with animals and groom dogs. And we also groomed the ferrets too sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, you would just bathe them. They're kind of squirmy, but they need the bath.
That's very interesting. So you learned how to groom ferrets?
Mm-hmm.
And you've learned how to... What about the chickens? Now, there are lots of chickens
Yes, we have lots
at school.
of chickens. Yes.
And you've got your own chickens. How do you care for chickens?
You basically clean their coop once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. We give them shavings in their nest boxes. You give them clean water almost daily. You give them food, and we also clean out their runs sometimes. And then we would do the same thing at school. We would clean their coops once a week and then do everything the same. And then if they ever needed more attention, we would give them more attention as well.
Now, what about taking care of cows? You did some work with cows.
Yes. Well, basically, you kind of have to treat them as a pet. So you clean their stalls daily. They have fresh water every day, anyways. You give them food. We grain them 3 times a day. We also give them silage twice a day, and they have hay all the time, outside and inside, as well. It's okay, Tuck.
How many cows are there at Aggie?
There's probably like 60 head. We have 25 dairy cows milking at a time, and then we have beef cows as well that we raise.
So the school is almost a 24-hour
Oh yeah, definitely.
operation.
All the time. Like the foreman, sometimes they have to come in at the middle of the night. Like we have night watchmen. We have night watchmen that come in throughout the night, and they'll call the foreman if there's anything wrong. They'll write us notes for anything that's happening. And then, yeah, so the foremen are usually on call all the time if they have to be. So.
Now, who was responsible for Tucker's obedience training?
My dad mostly. Like we help out as a family. He's still a little spunky sometimes, and we get mad at him. But he's usually pretty good. But he's kind of crazy around new people. Yeah.
He's a very enthusiastic dog.
Yes, of course. He's crazy all the time.
Now, there are only about 3,000
yeah, about 3,000.
American Water Spaniels in this country, or a little more.
Yeah, 3,000 at a given time, and they're a really rare breed, so not a lot of people know what they are. And whenever people see Tuck, they always are like, "Oh, is he a poodle?" And we're just like, "No, he's not." So.
It's a very unusual breed.
Yeah, I don't know. I like him as a breed. I didn't really know that these dogs existed until my dad told us that we were getting one. And then when we went to school, we learned all the dog breeds sophomore year, and we learned about American Water Spaniels a little more. And my teacher thought it was really weird and kind of cool at the same time for having an American Water Spaniel. And she was like, "Oh, those are like really rare. Like, I've never really had a student that had one, so I think it's pretty cool that we have Tuck." Come here.
So you're not taking him to school?
I'm not, but I mean...
You'll be coming home on weekends occasionally to see him?
Maybe. I won't be coming home every weekend. I won't have my car up there. And also be playing softball, so that'll take up a lot of time. And then I'll be home for like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Now what about the dairy farms at Cobleskill? Will you be working in those barns?
I would like to, yes. We'll work with them as a class, I think, and we'll get hands-on experience with that, and then I might try to work there as well. We'll see what that entails. I might try to do an internship over the summer or something next year.
That's very interesting. Now has he been neutered? Is he going?
Yes.
No puppies for him yet?
No puppies. We wanted to, but it didn't happen, so we neutered him a couple months ago, actually.
Okay. So he's just going to be the family pet, and he'll be working with waterfowl.
Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully he'll get better and better every year. I'm excited for next season, though, so I'll be home for like prime hunting season, I think.
When is that?
It starts early November-ish, and then it's like December to January, and I'll be home not all of December, but I'll be home for like 4 weeks, so hopefully my dad and I can go along.
You'll be able to go hunting.
Yes. He knows it's his job. When we wake him up at like 4 in the morning, he knows he gets right into it. He's on duty. He knows, like, he might be a little crazy at home, but when he's hunting, he knows his job and he knows what he has to do.
And he's very proficient at it.
Usually. He's still learning. But he's pretty good.
Takes a lot of training?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Very, very good. That's one of the rarest of these sporting breeds.
Yes. He's pretty good at it, too, I'd say. We used to have a lab, and she hunted with my dad a little bit, but he really wanted to get Tucker into hunting a lot more than our old dog.
You have had a very interesting career in your experiences at Aggie,
Yes.
and now you're playing softball.
Yes. Hopefully, college softball will be
What
good.
team are you on in Dighton? Are you on a team in Dighton?
No, I left Dighton teams a long time ago. I went to a travel team. It's called the Mass Dynamites. They're out of Taunton.
Okay.
And we practice almost all year round. Like in the winter, we practice even during softball season at school. And we'll practice on the weekends when we're not in school. And then we have tournaments all throughout July. And then we practice 2 or 3 times a week as well.
So this is your busy season.
Yes, very busy. Spring and summer, very, very busy with softball.
Does he come with you and root for you?
No, not really. Sometimes my mom will bring him to practices if she has to bring my sister. But he doesn't usually go to games, no.
He's really, really a smart, handsome dog.
He's pretty smart, but he's crying right now.
He likes, he's looking to have some fun. He's looking at as if to say, Daddy, when are we going home?
Yeah, I think he wants treats.
He's looking for treats.
Yeah. He's always a scrounge. He's definitely a scrounge.
Yeah. Are American Water, are they good eaters?
Yeah, I mean, they like to eat, I think. He's usually pretty good, though.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
So it has been a wonderful opportunity to have you on our show, and we look forward to having you come back again.
Of course, yes.
They're telling me it's time to end the show, but so thank you very much for coming. Emma, we're going to have you back at some point.
Thank you.
And we've really enjoyed you, and congratulations on your scholarships.
Thank you. Thank you for the
And
opportunity.
enjoy school and
I
have
will.
fun.
I will.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're done.